Hi, this is Emily. She is like my BFF.
Yep, that's right.
Today we're going to be doing the challenge that makes this person who knows almost nothing about young adult books except for what I've told her. She has to guess book plots based on the covers of the book.
Let's do this.
The first one, It's Too Shiny. It's Half Bad by Sally Green. So you can see the cover better on this one.
I didn't think this would be very hard, to be honest. I thought I was gonna do great. But I haven't even heard you talk about this book.
I don't think I actually did talk about it.
Okay, this is called Half Bad, and it has blood. Or just messed up jellyfish. To me. Half Bad is about a girl. Well, I know it's at least written by a girl because it's just dramatic. So, yep, that was right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about a girl. She's making some decisions, falls in love with this guy, and she kills him. It was only half bad because he was a bad guy and she wasn't really supposed to, go with him. I don't know. This is terrible.
Do you want me to just tell you what it's about?
Yeah.
It is about this boy.
Already screwed that up.
I told you about this one. This one is the one with the second person present tense. This boy is
I know this
a
one.
witch or a warlock or whatever you want to call it. I think they just call them witches. And he is half good, half white witch, half black witch.
Oh, I thought it had to do with like a decision, like it was half good, half bad, like
So they think that he has the potential to be bad, so because he's a black witch, half black witch.
Well, that makes
So
sense
he
because
is
it's white and black.
half bad.
Mm-hmm.
This one is Evermore by Alice Noel.
Evermore. It's a novel, of course, and it's the Immortals. I already knew that.
Yeah.
Well, apparently it's the #1 New York Times bestseller. Man, these one-word titles are so... Okay, well, that one was 2 words. Never mind. I was gonna say, one-word titles are very pretentious.
Don't read the back!
She has... Are those roses or tulips?
I think they're tulips.
They don't look like roses. So
Hurry on
she
this
has
thing.
this love for tulips. It's a very significant flower in this book, I'm telling you. It has something to do with everything that is portrayed in this. It seems kind of dark.
Tell me what genre it is,
A mystery?
No.
Romance. Romance mystery. Fantasy. It's a fantasy.
Just
She's a
keep
witch
going.
too. She's a fairy.
Okay.
Kidding, no. She's
No,
all
please.
human, I hope. I'm sticking with the fallen in love because a lot of people like those romances, and she just has
What
a
is
nice
she
shade
falling
of
in love
lipstick.
with? Who is she falling
Obviously
in
the
love
flowers. No,
with? It's just the flowers.
She's falling in love with a guy that she can't have. Well, it's written by a girl, so there's gotta be this roller coaster love story. It's not a love story, is it?
I can't tell you that.
But that's all I got.
This is a love story. You got
Well,
that
that's
right.
all I am so good at this. Already, I'm
This is
amazing.
super Twilight-esque, where she meets this guy, and the tulips are actually important. He gives her a lot of tulips. I think
That sounds familiar.
I think they're
That
red
sounds
tulips.
familiar. Oh, that's right, because I knew that.
She falls in love with this boy named Damon, and he's actually not human, but she is until the end of the book, I think. Sorry.
Human, tulips important, romance. So, with the guy, like, she couldn't have him was my guess. Like, because he was either out there or not her.
I mean, there was some sort of drama with that because she was married to this other girl.
Married, not just dating, honey. Married, taken.
He wanted to be divorced from her because he didn't actually love her anymore because he fell in love with Ever, who's the main character in this book.
Her name is Ever?
Yes.
I've seen that. Because this boy who had a crush on me read these books.
Huh. So this is Eragon by Christopher Paolini. I really love this book.
Were you the guy? Eragon. This is a dragon, obviously.
Who? Eragon
And-
is the dragon?
No,
Okay.
no, that's not his name. That's the prince's name.
Oh, there's Prince.
Listen, I grew up on Disney. There is a prince and a dragon. The guy is trying to find something or accomplish something. Maybe there's a map for some. Man, I really should have listened to CJ. I'm telling you, I blacked out every time he started talking about it. I'm guessing, I mean, I don't think it has to do with a girl.
There is a bit to do with a girl, but it's not really significant.
It's like a subplot?
It's a subplot.
Yeah, okay.
And I really wanted them to kiss at the end, but they didn't. Ugh.
The dragon killed him before they could. My guess is the dragon kills the guy on his mission to succeed. He doesn't actually kill him, but he gets pretty close and they have lots of battles. And I don't know the plot.
Eragon is about this boy named Eragon. He's 15 years old, and he is part of a poor family, so he used to go hunting in the woods at one point.
Trying to do something.
So
and what does he come across? A dragon.
No, he comes across this stone, which turns out to be a dragon egg. And this is Saphira. She's a girl dragon.
Oh, I could tell by her eyelashes.
She's a girl dragon. And she and Eragon become rider and dragon, so they can speak to each other in their minds. So there are these race of creatures called the Razak. They come in and ransack his home and kill his uncle. So he's going to go avenge them.
Death.
So technically, yes, he's trying to accomplish something. This one is Torrent by Lisa T. Berger, and this is Christian fiction.
Christian fiction. Torrent.
It's called, I don't know if that helps.
The River of Time series. He wins a battle. He meaning, I don't know.
The dude on the cover?
Yeah. I don't know the guy's name.
This guy's name is Marcello. It's Italian.
Well, that's helpful.
I knew it wouldn't be, but I thought...
Marcello?
Marcello.
He plays the cello. And he marches with it. Or he marches and says, "Hello, cello!" There is a battle for land with gold. There's no dragon in this one, so mark that off.
Don't read the back.
I really want to because
you really want to know what it's about, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I'm actually very curious about this one more so than the others. He has some great armor on.
Yeah.
It would have been easier to guess the top if he was shirtless. It looks like there's a little boat in the river. I don't know. He looks kind of like a Viking.
Viking? The whole series is about a girl named Gabby who goes back in time.
Am I supposed to guess that from a river and a guy with armor and a sword?
The River of Time series. And she goes into a tomb in Italy. And she goes back in time to a really, like, medievally, I think it's like the 1600s. And she meets this guy named Marcello. And she and Marcello fall in love.
Really? This book is where they fall in love? I would not have guessed that. Oh, it's written by a girl. I should have known.
They had to find a way to be together, and that's pretty much the point of the series. It's called The Diviners. It's by Libba Bray.
Okay. The Diviners. Something dark and evil has awakened.
Oh, that's on the front cover.
They're in a city. Beautiful girl with that hairstyle like from that movie.
The 100-Foot Journey?
Yeah. It's kind of interesting because they have some really tall buildings and then they have like a horse carriage.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes me feel like there's mesh of like time. Because normally you don't see a horse carriage in a city.
Maybe that means it's in a different time period?
This goes over a very long span of time. Or in the future, that's very possible. Or in the very, very past. I don't know.
Do you see her haircut?
Yeah.
That should be a help to you.
It doesn't seem like a very old haircut. Seems modern. She looks like a goddess to me. She's very pretty. Okay. So this guy looks like he's looking at his watch, but it's all blurry. I wonder if that means something. Now what does this say? New York something company. So it's probably New York City in the background. An old car over here. A bridge?
I think so, yeah.
They're bridging two timelines together. And this woman, help me. I'm gonna read the back. And she goes back and I'm just gonna guess. This girl, this lady, lives somewhere. And then she moved.
You read the back of the book.
No, I didn't. And she was a prostitute, which she really doesn't look like.
She read the back of the book. Don't lie to me.
So she was a prostitute?
Don't lie to me.
Oh.
You read the back of the book. The first sentence. Just the first sentence? Oh, that's not prostitute. This is a murder mystery. This girl gets shipped off from her hometown because she did something stupid at a party. She has special powers, and the other two dudes in this book have special powers, and they're supposed to be able to figure out
Why does
this
everything have
mystery.
special powers?
They're supposed to be able to figure out this murder. I don't know. I haven't finished the book yet, so I don't know if they actually do. This is currently on loan from the library.
Me being me is exactly as insane as you being you. Yeah,
You can actually read the back of this because it's actually just an excerpt from the book.
It's the journey of friendship to relationship, taking it further. Basically, they go to a party.
I didn't actually tell you a lot about this book.
No, you didn't.
I just told you it was told in lists.
Yeah. They go to a party. Maybe she wore a dress. So they became friends very quickly and then soon fell in love. But then, you know, because this is, I don't mean to say what happens next. Maybe they get into an argument, they do some crazy stuff, and then they get back together, and then they're like, you know, we're both crazy, and that's why we should be together.
This is about a boy named Darren, whose parents are divorced, and his dad randomly just shows up in his house and is like, hey, I'm gay. And so he decides to run away from school with this girl named Zoe.
So he did a crazy thing.
He ends up falling in love with her very, very short term. And they break up. He gets sent to a correctional facility in Mexico. And he can't contact her. So this is about him trying to figure out if he should get over her or wait. Whither by Lauren J. Stefano.
This is part of a series.
Yes, it is. Part of the Chemical Garden trilogy is what she's reading.
I see a significant
Yeah, they
bird.
have bubbles around their things that are important.
She has a ring on.
Mm-hmm. What hand is that?
Left, she's engaged or married, it's possible. Or owned. She doesn't seem like a very free person. She just kind of seems really sad. However, she does have a really nice dress on, so that would imply wealth or just connections. I don't think she can make something like that. Something about a bird. Maybe she feels like a bird in a cage and she isn't free and she just feels. And this is where the word escaped me.
Trapped.
Yeah. That'll work. The point of the ring, my guess is that she's engaged, but maybe she fell in love with somebody else, and that's the cage. The marriage is the cage that's keeping her from going into a better marriage, a better guy. Because maybe he abuses her, either physically, mentally, emotionally. Am I on point?
I can't tell you yet. This is about a world where girls die at 20, I believe, and guys die at 25.
Well, that's stupid.
They pick up girls from the sides of the roads and stuff like that and sell them into marriages with rich men.
So I'm kind of right so far.
Yes. And does end up falling in love with someone else. He's one of the dudes in the house, he's one of the servants. And yeah, she does feel trapped because she's in a gilded cage. She's in this terrible, terrible place. This is Just 1 Year by Gail Foreman, which is the second in the Just One Day series, and it ends with just one night.
Just 1 year.
You can try to guess the first one if you want. It's just one day, and then it leads into
just one day, and then what's the next one?
Just 1 year, and then just one night.
I know what the night one is. The night one is obvious. The 1 day one is just one date. We'll go out once. Just 1 year is I'll only be gone for 1 year, and then I'll be back. She thinks that he's dead or cheating on her or something like that. But then he comes back and they show love to each other physically.
Just One Day is about this girl named Allison who is on a tour of Europe with this group of people. She and her best friend are going to London for the second time. And she really wanted to go to Paris, but they had to skip Paris because people in Paris were under strike. She ends up going to Paris with this boy named Willem, who she met at a Shakespeare in the Park performance. Well, not necessarily.
See, that's exactly what I said.
Exactly. They end up spending the night together in Paris. And
No, they don't do that yet.
They do. Just One Year is told from Willem's perspective after he leaves her after that one night in Paris. He ends up leaving her and he gets into some sort of accident, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but I think he gets into a fight, and so he has to go to the hospital, and he ends up leaving her in the middle of Paris, and she's like, oh my gosh, I thought he left me. Then she tried to find him. She ended up finding him in Amsterdam, and the end of both of these books, they both end with her at his apartment after the year of separation because she had to find him. And then Just One Day is the ending. Bye-bye!
Bye!
The disconnect should feel wrong. Mistake the mindless for bravery.